everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I love anything fashion, handbag, accessories, SLG related. Most importantly on this channel, we love talking about handbag reviews, comparisons. We talk about latest trends, anything along those lines. If you guys love stuff like that or you guys love luxury as much as I do, please consider subscribing. Here is my Instagram handle. If you guys are not following me, please check me out. I just like posting about things that I personally love. I would love to meet you guys. DM me if you have any questions. But yeah, let's just hop right in. I thought today's video would be interesting because it's talking about the new type of classic. So obviously we all know what a classic bag is. I mean, I'll throw some examples here, but first in mind, two bags, Chanel classic flap. I mean, that's a given. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I think that's been passed down for a really long time. That's considered classic. A lot of Louis Vuitton bags, a lot of vintage pieces are all now classics. So I mean, those are the obvious. I want to talk about the new modern classics, right? Things that are a little bit unexpected, things that we see as trendy, but is slowly making its way to more of a classic feel. And that's kind of what I wanted to go through today. So first off, in no particular order, let's talk about Dior. Now, Dior has, you know, a lot of pieces like Lady Dior, which is a classic in its own. So I'm not going to mention it, but I personally, and not everyone will agree with me, but these are pieces that I think are making its way to more of a classic versus a trendy bag. Definitely want to give a shout out to my bag of, I mean, I've been using this actually every day. It's my Dior Saddle bag. Now, I personally feel like this is a new classic, and I know that this is not a bag for everyone. Not everyone will agree with me because of its unique shape and just like, you know, it doesn't really have a lot of the classic things you would expect, but it really does. Because to me, this is a shoulder top handle strap. Obviously, this is not everyone's, you know, not everyone wants a strap, but for me, crossbody flat bag with a twist, right? So I feel like it has all the classic features. It has a back pocket, you know, it's a flat, it fits a good amount of stuff in it. So to me, this is a new classic. I would definitely think that if I were to pick, this would be something that I would see in my collection for a long time, because to me, this is one of Dior's classic bags. And even if not, it always makes its way back. Number 2 on the list is Balenciaga. Now, Balenciaga, all in all, like whenever I think Balenciaga, I definitely think more on the trendy side. As we can see with the city bag and with a lot of those city edge, that family of bags, it's gone through many phases. So you'll see there's a lot of re-editions, a newer version, a refresh of what the original city bag was. I have the city bag edge. I'll throw it up here. Now, I think in Balenciaga, that's one of their classics. But actually, I feel like the Hourglass is actually a new classic, because if you think about it, it is just a leather bag with a slight twist in the arch of the in this like silhouette. So the silhouette is a little edgy, but all in all, it's a very classic bag. It's a flat bag, top handle, has a crossbody, has a back pocket, and it is just an open space with a slight touch of gold. So to me, this is not trendy. This is just a black, nice bag that's on the smaller side. Now, I see this being used for me in the next 5-10 years, because I personally feel like in the Balenciaga world, this will be one of their classics, even more so than the city, because the city does have a lot of hardware. It has a lot of like edge to it. So it could be considered more on the trendier side versus something that is very simplistic in its design, like the Hourglass. Number 3, and I definitely think this one's a classic, is the Fendi Baguette. You guys know, this is one of my favorite bags, it still is. This Fendi Baguette to me is such a classic because it just always makes its way back. And if you guys follow me on YouTube, you know that I've been loving the sequins, purple, and they have a pink version that Fendi is releasing again. They had this bag a while ago. It first made its headway in Sex and the City, and then now it is back in stores. It's the Re-Edition version, and it is just so gorgeous. And obviously it's the same thing, right? It has 2 hooks on here. It comes with a strap. The strap is upstairs, but yeah, it comes with like a thick strap. It comes with a thick strap. It comes with the top handle, and then it's just, you know, your simple bag. Now, I personally think the Zucca, especially the Zucca print, is a classic because nothing screams Fendi more than this classic print. Not saying that the Napa leather version, gorgeous, still a classic in my opinion, but I think if you were to categorize the baguette as classic, it's these classic prints, the leather version, the Zucca print, right? And then if you want to add a twist to it, what I would consider trendier is the sequins, is the, you know, like they have different patterns with the FF. I'll throw some up here. Those are considered more trendy in my opinion, but this FF print is just, it holds so dear to me. And for me, in my books, this is definitely a forever classic. And next I want to talk about Prada. I know like Prada is also viewed as more of a trendy piece, trendy handbags. Now, Prada has so many different ones. And I think, yes, some of their pieces, I'll throw one up here. I love this bag, but this is definitely like a trendier piece. But I personally think the Re-Edition, the 2005 version I have, is a classic. And hear me out, or most of you guys may not agree, but if you think about it, I don't have it with me, but the bag itself is just a shoulder bag. That to me screams classic. Depending on what color you get, but like the black and gold, it is just a simple silhouette with a gold chain. Now, nowadays, if you look at every fashion house, they all have the thicker statement straps. That just makes it more comfortable to wear. And I feel like that's here to stay for a while, because who doesn't love a comfortable strap? As much as I love chain straps and thinner straps, sometimes it can dig in your shoulders. So I feel like the new trend now is having that versatility when it comes to different straps, different handles. And to me, that is slowly making its way to being a classic piece. And which I'm so happy about, because I was questioning that at first. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like a 1 to 2 year situation where the bag would just be out of kind of mind when it comes to trendier items. Now, you guys know I personally don't care. I'll use a bag. If it makes me happy, I'm going to use it. But for the sake of just categorizing, you know, the new trend versus classic, I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Now, the next fashion house, YSL. Now, I feel like a lot of their pieces are classic. Like, let's talk about their Loulou bag. I don't have this bag, but I think it's a beautiful piece. I feel like the YSL Loulou is like the classic when it comes to YSL, just because Saint Laurent has so many different pieces, but that one is just their how do I explain it? It just has that really nice YSL leather, where it has like a nice gold chain and just that YSL logo. And it's very simple, but it has all the features and all the characteristics that a trendy bag would have. So I definitely think that if I were to say, like, would that be considered trendy or classic? It will definitely be, in my opinion, considered in the YSL world a classic. And I have the wallet on chain, which in my books is definitely a classic as well, because wallet on chains, there's not much you can do minus it being a wallet on chain. And that one is just so simplistic. And that is why that bag I just absolutely love. It's my first YSL bag, and I'm so happy I got it, because I just think for a wallet on chain, it's very functional. It looks pretty, and for me, I can use it as like an all the time bag. I don't just use it as evening. Personally, I think it matches with outfits that are nicer and also like dress down outfits. I just think it works either way. So I personally definitely see that as a classic. Next one I wanted to give a shout out to is Louis Vuitton. It has so many classic pieces, but I feel like now a lot of their pieces in stores is more of that trendier side. I'm gonna throw some examples. Like, you guys know I love the loop bag, but that one, I feel like it is trendy. It is not gonna be like a forever classic just because of the silhouette, the chain. Doesn't mean I don't love it, and I might even get it one day, but right now I see that as trendy. The bum bag. you guys know the bum bag is getting discontinued. At least I've been told it's been getting discontinued. And part of me actually wants to go find one and purchase one. But I also feel like that's on the trendier side. Although I love it, it's still trendy. Palm Springs Mini, I have that bag. I love that bag. But is it trendy? I would say half, right? Half of it is trendy because it's not your typical like silhouette. It is a little mini backpack. And some might say that backpacks are, good for some occasions and not others. And mini bags, I don't know if that's going to be a forever thing. Is it going to go away? Are we going to go back to bigger totes? I don't know. But I do think of that as like, it kind of has the Louis Vuitton classic feels, meaning that the monogram is there, the shed of leather on that one is black, and it has like gold zipper. So it does have those classic feels, but I still think that backpack is still considered like somewhat of a trendy bag. Now, if we talk about Louis Vuitton vintage, I actually think obviously it's making its headways back. It is all considered pretty classic. This Louis Vuitton Florentine bag, I don't even remember when it was picked up, but obviously this is considered vintage, which I think is like over 20 years. But when I wear this out, and I've been using this bag a lot, it is such a classic because it doesn't matter if I wear this now or 10 years from now or 20, 30, it's just screams classic to me. And it's a little small. Originally this is a belt bag, but I basically turned this into a crossbody. So I just use this all the time. And I think part of the reason why I don't own currently mini pochette is because to me, this kind of is my mini pochette. Like I could use this in bags, but hold everything, and it just works so well as a crossbody. So to me, like Louis Vuitton vintage pieces definitely has more classic feels versus like their newer, trendier like denim bags and things like that. Again, not to say I don't love those bags, but that's just my opinion on that. Yeah, I mean, those are just, I would say like the standard top of mind bags I wanted to shout out and kind of chat about. If you guys agree or disagree with me, drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys consider as a new modern classic. Or if you don't see any of these bags as being anywhere near classics and more on the trendy side, feel free to drop me a DM or comment below. I would just love to hear. And if you guys like this type of video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.